Well, hello everyone. My name is Aslan. I represent Scientific and Technology Center of Parasat. Today, welcome to our USMLE webinar. The main speaker will be Alisher. He will tell you about USMLE, how to pass them. If you have any questions, please write to the chat. We will answer you. Well, I think that's all. Alisher, go on.
All right, thank you, Aslan. Hi, everyone. My name is Alisher. I would like to introduce myself. I graduated from Astana Medical University in 2018. While studying there, I decided to pursue my medical career in the United States. I tried to prepare for the USMLE by myself, but it wasn't so effective. So after the graduation, I went to Kaplan Center, located in Pasadena, California. I had been studying there for 12 months to prepare for step 1. I took step 1 in Glendale, California. After that, I went back to Kazakhstan. I was preparing for step 2 for about 7 months. And I had my step 2 in Armenia, in Yerevan city. As you may know, there was a clinical skills exam, but it was canceled due to pandemics. So they introduced Occupational English Test instead. I will talk about that in more details later. So I took my Occupational English Test in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. That was the closest location to take the test. After taking all the tests and documentation, I got my ECFMG certificate. I will talk about that later, but in short, this certificate allows you to participate in application process, in residency application process in the United States. In general, USMLE, that's a 3-step examination program for medical licensure in the United States. The first 2 steps are obligatory to get a residency position. The 3rd step is not. As I said, before the pandemic, step 2 consisted of 2 parts, which is CK, clinical knowledge, and CS, clinical skills. Clinical skills was canceled. You can take these steps during your study in university, and you can take step 3 during your 1st year of residency, or so-called internship year. In general, very simplistically, the whole road to residency looks like this. So you have to take USMLE step 1. After that, you have to take USMLE step 2 clinical knowledge. And there is an occupational English test, which is a test of English proficiency. Taking all those tests, you will get a ECFMG certificate, which allows you to participate in residency application process. Residency application process called the match. All right, that's how USMLE interface looks like. There are 40 questions. There is an hour for each block. There are 7 blocks in step 1. You have your lab values, notes. You can use calculator. What? You have any questions? All right, I will go on.
Okay.
Okay. USMLE step 1 assesses your understanding of basic science. That's a 1-day exam, approximately 8 hours long. There are 280 questions divided into 7 60-minute blocks. All right. There are about 15 subjects being tested, the most important of which are pathology, physiology, and pharmacology. So you have to pay attention to these subjects: pathology, physiology, and pharmacology. There was a major change this year. On January 2022, USMLE Step 1 score report transitioned from a numeric score to pass-fail scoring. That's a big change. That's a big advantage for international medical graduates, because before that, the emphasis was made on step 1 score. Now the emphasis transitioned to step 2 score. Step 2 score is more important nowadays. You just have to take pass on step 1. That's a big change. That's how step 1 score report looked like before January. There was a 3-digit score. In this case, it's 245, and there was a test result, which is pass. The borderline score is 194, so that's a passing score, 194. You get that and you get pass. Now the test score report looks like this. There is only test result, pass. You will not have any 3-digit score, only pass or fail. All right. Step 2, clinical knowledge, assesses your understanding of clinical science. It's a 9 hours exam. There are 318 questions divided into 8 60-minute blocks. There are 5 subjects: medicine, which is like therapy in Kazakhstan. We call it therapy, medicine, surgery, pediatrics, OBGYN, and psychiatry. As you can see, the most important subject is medicine. There are more than 50% of questions on medicine on step 2 CK. There was a major announcement last night. On July 1st, 2022, USMLE step 2 CK passing score will change from 209 to 214 out of 314 questions. All right, so the passing score increased for a bit, so you should work harder. You can take USMLE only at certain places. They are called Parametric Centers. There are many Parametric Centers around the world. The closest ones are in Turkey, Armenia, United Arab Emirates, etc. That's how it looks like. So there is a high level of security, confidentiality. They take your fingerprints. In our center, and I would recommend you to prepare for steps using Kaplan Books. That's a basis. That's a basis for preparation. There is a book for each subject. If you would read these books, yeah, you would cover everything that you need for exam. So you will get at least passing score. That these books are enough to prepare for step 2, step 1 or step 2. And the second book is First Aid. That's a book that contains everything in one place. And this is a book for review. Like, it's very useful for review before the exam. Now I would like you to try yourself and do some questions from USMLE. Okay, guys, don't be shy. Write your answers in the chat. There is no center in Kazakhstan. Yeah, that's right. There is no Parametric Center. You cannot take USMLE in Kazakhstan or in any post-Soviet Union country. All right. Okay. There are some answers. Okay, guys. Okay. You will have time for questions. Just try to solve these questions. C, there is a C, E, right? But you can also what are requirements. Okay, I'll answer later. B, E. So look at this. First of all, you have to study the last sentence. The most likely cause of this condition is occlusion of a branch of which of the following arteries. So there is a mentioning of arteries. That's an anatomy question. You should keep that in mind. He has an atrial fibrillation, which is a big factor for clotting, for embolus. and the hepatic flexure of transverse colon, hepatic flexure. That's the right side of colon. All right. E. Most of you have E. All right. That's okay. That's right. Here we have a superior mesenteric artery that starts from abdominal aorta. It supplies the whole right part of the colon, Inferior mesenteric artery supplies the left part or splenic flexure, and the left part of the colon. All right, good. Try the second question. Right. The important information is highlighted. 32-year-old woman, joint pain, erythema, ulcers. What does she have? First of all, what does she have? And then, what is the most likely to show of the following findings? Further evaluation of this patient is most likely to show which of the following findings? What does she have, first of all? She has some autoimmune condition, right? Okay, right. She has lupus. Remember, that's an autoimmune condition, right? Antibodies against body's own cells. E, we have E, A, B, E. Increase lymphocyte. No, not E, I think B. Increase gamma globulin. I think B. All right. Let's use the right answer. The right answer is A, decreased lymphocyte count. She has lupus, which is autoimmune condition. She has a rash, like a butterfly rash, right? She has ulcers, and there is a pancytopenia, which means that there is an erythrocytopenia, thrombocytopenia, lymphocytopenia, and leukocytopenia. So there is a decreased lymphocyte count. Platelets would be decreased. Complement will be used during immune reaction. It will be decreased. There will be increased PTT, which is partial thromboplastin time, because there is a lupus anticoagulant, and there will be increased gamma globulin. Why? Because this is an immune reaction. Gamma globulin will be produced in enormous amounts. Okay, there will be decreased lymphocyte count. Systemic lupus erythematosus. That's right. All right. There was a questions. Now you have time to ask your questions. Please write them in the chat. Okay, there were some questions before. I will start with Abdul Hafur. How many times can we attempt for USMLE? You can have as many attempts as you want to, but the most important is to have the first attempt. The first attempt is most crucial. Take it from the first attempt, because that's the most crucial part. You should get at least passing score. That's enough, especially for step 1. About requirements, sure about requirements. Also, what are the main requirements to apply? What do you mean to apply for USMLE? If you want to apply for USMLE, you just have to be a student a medical student, or you have to be a doctor. You just have to have any license, medical license. You have to be a student or a doctor. I'm first year student. When we do start study USMLE, right? Aslan, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
There is a question, when do we start? When do we start?
When we will start? Online courses will start 20 April. Offline,
Yes.
I think if you are from Astana, because we're located in Nur Sultan, we will start offline courses maybe at 5th or 6th April. Am I said right, Alisher?
April,
The number.
I believe it's April 8th.
70 or 80.
17th or 18th, right?
Yep.
Around that time.
Yep. But exactly, online courses will start at 20th April, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right. Thank you for the question. First, just write down. Now I'm the first year MBBC. In this right time to start USMLE preparation. That's a right time. That's a good time. I forgot to mention that USMLE report is eligible for 7 years. 7 years. You will have 7 years. You take USMLE, you take PASS, and that's eligible for 7 years. So you will have time to prepare your application. You will get some letters of recommendation. That's a good time to start first year. All right, next questions, requirements and fee structure. Fee structure, you can ask Aslan about that. Is USMLE for post-graduation, and is it applicable in India? I'm not sure about India, but it is useful in such countries like Israel, Dubai, Qatar, and New Zealand. I don't know about India, I'm honest with you. What kind of research elective can one do in Kazakhstan for CV? I would recommend you to have a great score. Research doesn't matter. The score matters. So the high score matters. Just focus on that. Can we give USMLE before graduating? I mean, before acquiring medical degree? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You cannot participate in much if you are not graduated, but you can take step 1 at any time, starting from your first year of university. Anytime, all right? Taking elective important. Electives, you mean like a rotation, some kind of rotation? Yes, it's important because you have to have letters of recommendation, either from Kazakhstan or from India, or it's better to get a letter from United States. I got a letter from rotation, telerotation. That's very useful. Like you sit at your home and you can watch what they're doing and you get a letter after that. Telerotation. What university you finished? The university and when? I finished Astana Medical University, Nur Sultan Medical University, right? And in 2018, 4 years ago. What is the cost of MLE application? What does it mean, MLE? USMLE, you mean USMLE? USMLE costs around $980 each step for step 1 and step 2. Oops, I'm sorry. Next questions. What are the questions? With which subject in first year we should start our step 1 USMLE, and when shall we start to study first aid? Thank you. You should start from anatomy. That's the basic science, the basic subject. You should start from anatomy, then physiology, then pharmacology, and etc. So There is a certain path, path to prepare. And you don't start with first aid. That's a book for review. Don't start with that. It doesn't have anything you need, but start with Kaplan Books. Good evening, sir. What happens to the student when don't match? If you don't match, there is a possibility for, you should work on your application for the next year. That's not the end of your life. You can work on your application for the next year. Just do some research. Maybe you can get a paper, can get a publication, something like that. From which year should we study? Material and books for USMLE. You should start with Kaplan and first aid. We would use Kaplan and first aid in our center. Kaplan first aid, we would give you an access to question banks like UWorld, AMBOS, etc. Is it, yes, it is recognized in India. Okay, IELTS requirement. There is no IELTS requirement. You should have at least a 5.5, 6.0, 5.5, 6.0. It doesn't matter, to be honest. GPA matters? No, it doesn't matter. No. What will be the online course fee? Aslan? All right. Online course would be around 50,000 tenge, 50,000 tenge for a month. All right, 50,000 tenge. Which course would you suggest, Kaplan or BNB with Patoma and Sketchy? To be honest, you should use all of them, especially BNB. It's very useful from Jason Ryan. Patoma is very useful for pathology, very, very useful. And Sketchy, you should use Sketchy for microbiology. That's enough. Procedure for USMLE, how to apply for USMLE. You should work with the ECFMG. You should sign in application on their website, ecfmg.org. They will contact your university. They should get approved that you're studying, you're still studying. Work through ecfmg.org, ecfmg.org. Okay. Which resident program you matched? I haven't matched yet. I just got my documents. I just got my steps, so I haven't done yet. I'm planning to apply for match in next year. Your steps course and USC. I got my step 1 score before the transition to pass fail, so my score was 229, which is pass. My step 2 score is 243. And the USC, I did my tele-rotation in Brooklyn Center. That was the first rotation. The second was in New York, I believe. Somewhere in New York, I forgot that. It was it was called Brooklyn USC. Sure, if you pass step 1, can we give step 2 exam in year or 2 year? Yes, you can give it at any time. Step 2 procedure. Will you be providing material for USMLE free or paid? If paid, then how much? We will provide some books. We have not decided yet. Will it be free or paid? But we will provide you with Kaplan books. We can print them. We can buy them. Okay. Difference between online and offline classes, like time most. Offline classes like time cost. So obviously offline courses will be online courses will be cheaper, a bit cheaper, but it's more useful for you and for us because we don't have any problems with that. Just use your laptop or any device you have. Yes, yes. When did you pass step 1? I did it in 2020 to 2020. Yes, I took my step 1 in 2020, and I took my step 2 in 2021. Will you be providing material for USMLE? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. When you did your elective, which year or of med school? I did my electives. That's not an elective. It was a clinical rotation, tele-rotation. I did it last year. Can you also give clarification about new OET Occupational English Test and about step 2 CS? Will it replacing the later ones? For the year 2023, there will be an OET, still OET. They are not planning to take step 2 CS back because it's not cost effective. So you just have to take OET. That's enough to prove your English proficiency. Process for applying for USMLE. From which university you done medicine? I done medicine from Astana Medical University. Syllabus. Is there any course in Kazakhstan by which we can prepare for the? No, there is no course. We are starting that course. There is a course in Russia, and you can go for Kaplan, but the prices are very high. Sketchy for micro, right? By came from the from Pathology, Pharma from Kaplan. That's right. Rahim, you're right. Does your study center have Instagram? Not yet. Kindly explain any content syllabus of any medical course which related with USMLE. Content syllabus of any medical course. I don't get that question, to be honest. Share any advice on CV building? Are there any online research program that you could recommend? There are just, okay. I've built my CV by myself. I would not recommend to use any resources because there will be repetitive words and it looks bad on your application. Just work on your steps, work on your letters of recommendation, try to get American ones. If you don't have any chance to get an American, get any letters from Kazakhstan, from India, doesn't matter. Do we have any Telegram channel? We have no Telegram. We don't have any Telegram. Not yet, at least not yet. Can you share your personal Insta? I don't have one, unfortunately. Being Kazakhstan med student, when can one do clinical rotation? As most of hospitals require 4-year student, that is last year. So to be in the 5th. When can, what is it? You can do your rotation during your 4th year, right? You can do it during your 5th year, but I would recommend you to do it being a student because you can do a clerkship, so-called clerkship, not observership, but clerkship. Clerkship is much better. Here was average passing. Step 2, what is a matching person ratio? Is too hard to find a job. It depends on specialty. Some specialties like surgery or BGYN, right? They require a very high score, at least 240, at least 240. Which university students are allowed to give you? Which university students are allowed to give USMLE? What you need sure. You should. You can. You can find university. You can find your university on their website, ECFMG. Is it eligible or not? ECFMG, ecfmg.org. There is a directory of universities that can participate in USMLE. So if you are from that university, you can take USMLE. You can give USMLE. How did you find a professor mentor to give you a requirement? You mean a recommendation letter, right? Professor mentor. You can do a shadowing here in Kazakhstan. If you're here in Kazakhstan, just ask them. They're pleased to give you a letter. Just that will be for free, of course, but everybody can give you a letter. Just ask them. How will you provide us material? We will print it. Or we can give you a PDF version. From where did you prepare for USMLE? As I said, I was preparing for USMLE step 1 in Kaplan Center, in Kaplan Medical Center. But for step 2, I prepared by myself. Can you please throw some light on to the university? Kazakh National Medical University, Almaty, right? Research program. I'm not sure about research program, to be honest, because I didn't have any research. Like I just was focusing on USMLE. But well-being Kazakhstan. Will you recommend giving step 1 after 2nd year during our med school or after graduation? I would recommend to take it during your 3rd year, 2nd or 3rd year. But not after graduation. Don't wait so long. All right. You prepare your steps only with Kaplan series or any other. I've used many resources like Kaplan, BNB, Bourse and Beyond, Pathology, Sketchy. I used many resources. And I've done many question banks like UWorld, Ambos, Kaplan question banks. But in my opinion, just UWorld and Ambos is enough. UWorld and Ambos is enough. We need to do a house job and license of any country, apply for much or just degree. House job or license. You have, for Kazakhstan, you have to finish your internship. You have to have 5 years of bachelor degree, right? And 2 years of internship for Kazakhstan. I'm not sure about your country. We recommend you. You can confirm. Yes. World Directory of Schools. Yes, it's on ECFMG website. You can confirm your university recognition on by searching in the World Directory. Yes. Its name is changing. Kaplan is very difficult. Yes, I agree, but it is what it is. USMLE is difficult. If a person doesn't match first time in a residency program, what will be next step? If he can try again or completely fail? No, not completely fail. You can try again. There are many examples when people match during their 2nd attempt or even 3rd attempt. Just don't give up. Sir, can you please share the procedure of USMLE? Just Aslan will send you some I would send to Aslan, and Aslan will send you the procedure for USMLE. Okay, he has your numbers, your phone numbers. So
yes, guys, if you have another questions, just text me and
because
I will send you some materials.
And you please, okay. I'm CME State Medical University graduate now, doing my residency in Almaty. So does it matter that I have 4 years of gap? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still have time. Some say 5 years gap is like crucial, but in most cases, it doesn't matter. There are some specialties that take every student, every applicant, like family medicine, psychiatry, so it doesn't matter. Focus on your steps. Doesn't matter. How we can easily Kaplan exams beside USMLE. Besides USMLE, there is an OET, Occupational English Test. It's like an IELTS for medical students. Country license required for USMLE. No country license is not required. Exams beside USMLE is OET, Occupational English Test. Is UWorld is enough, or else I should buy Kaplan QBank? Rahim, I would recommend you to use UWorld first of all, and the Ambos. Ambos is a good one too. Just UWorld and Ambos, focus on that. That's enough. I've used them to prepare for step 2, and I got a better score. There are so many like Kaplan, and many others, but just focus on Ambos and UWorld. Any books you recommend? I would recommend Kaplan. Start with Kaplan Books. Kaplan First Aid, or PLAB. Oh, PLAB, PLAB. I don't know anything about PLAB, unfortunately. Yes, I have Ambos here. Yeah, that's right. So, how many attempts for USMLE there? How many attempts? There are no limitation. There is no limitation for USMLE, but first attempt matters. Just take it from the first attempt. When shall we start solving question for USMLE after studying which subject? If you cover anatomy, start with anatomy questions. If you cover physiology, start with physiology questions. Each question after each subject, start questions after solving reading subject. How to manage our class studies with syllabus. I don't understand syllabus. What is it? Age limit. There is no age limit for USMLE. There is no age limit. How to manage our class studies with USMLE preparation? Okay, great question. Of course, it's up to you. You just have to have time to prepare for USMLE. Class studies are important, and USMLE is important too, but you have to deal with it. If one can pass the step 1 in first attempt, can he apply? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can apply again. But there is only pass fail. Remember, pass fail. Just get 194 out of 280. That's easy, guys. That's easy. 194, you get 194, you get pass. Syllabus for USMLE. For our courses, you mean for our courses? We would have like 2, either in specific syllabus for USMLE. No, there is not. There is not, to be honest. Syllabus. You mean like a schedule, right? In our courses, we will have 2 days a week, 2 hours. 2 hours, 2 days a week, okay? We plan to have 3 hours lessons, but some students complain that it's too much, but we reduced it 2 hours to 2 hours. 2 hours, 2 days a week. All right, Kashif. All right, guys. Do you have any other questions? Procedure to apply for exam pattern. Okay, procedure to apply for USMLE. What day will be class? The classes will begin in the end of April. We will say you the exact date later, okay? We just started. Procedure to apply for USMLE, right? Okay. Procedure to apply for USMLE, okay. I'll send you. 1 second. One second. There is everything to know about USMLE in this link. USMLE. There's everything you should know. Does passing the exam is enough, or those scores gonna set effect on our further journey? No, for step 1, they will not have your score. They will see only pass or fail. Even you will not see your score, just pass, fail. Step 2 matters. Yeah, step 2, you will have a score, 3-digit score. That matters because you will be evaluated based on that score. Please tell me how much did it cost in total to clear the USMLE and get into residency? Oh, in short, it takes about $980 to take step 1, $980 to take step 2, and about $300 to take OET, Occupational English Test. I'm studying anatomy and histology together. Which set of questions should I solve? From where can I get them? Because I cannot get specific question for subjects. Do you use online or offline tests? Do you have any subscription? Because if you buy, for example, AMBO subscription, you can choose which subject you are tested. You can choose anatomy or histology. So I would recommend you to buy a subscription. Yes, it's pricey, but it's better. Which subscription we need to buy? I would recommend you AMBOS. Start with AMBOS.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in which year we can give USMLE Part 1?
At any year, starting from the first year of your university. Any year.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Yes.
sir. Okay.
Okay. Ambos.com. Does in Kazakhstan you're going to start any course? Yes, we're going to start our course in Kazakhstan, in Astana city, in Nur Sultan, at the end of the April. All right, end of the April. After all these steps during residency, what is the package they give us and job opportunities after that? During residency, after all these steps during residency, what is the package they give us and job opportunities after this? So you mean residency in the United States, right? What is the package they give us? You will have a license to practice medicine by yourself, that's a license to practice medicine by yourself. You will have every opportunity you can get. The most important is to get residency position. That's the hardest thing. But after that, you're free to do whatever you want. What should be gap between step 1 and step 2 if we pass step 1? It doesn't matter. Step 1 eligibility period is 7 years. 7 years for step 1 eligibility period, 7 years for step 2. Remember that. Which specialty are you going to apply for next March cycle? I hope to apply to internal medicine. Internal medicine. Best material and online subscription for USMLE. Okay. Ambos.com. 7 years for step 1, right? 7 years for step 2. And for step 1, yes, that's right. What should be minimum step 2 score for matching internal medicine or family medicine? That depends on the clinic, but I would say that 230, maybe 220 for international medical graduates. Try to get as much as you can, as higher score as you can. But I would say that 220 or 230. So if we failed first attempt, then can we apply again from the next year? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You will have to work on your application, get a letter from American doctors, for example, get a paper, science paper, something like that. Make your application better for next year if you fail. How many steps are involved in USMLE in this process? There are 3 steps. 2 steps are important for application, 3rd step is not. 3 steps. 2 steps are before the residency, the 3rd step is after. After pass step 1, step 2, what is the next steps? After passing step 1 and step 2, you should pass OET, Occupational English Test. It's like an IELTS for medical, for doctors. Step 1, step 2, OET, get letters of recommendation, that's it. You can apply for match. How to find a mentor? Going to find a mentor. That's a difficult question. IELTS is compulsive. IELTS is not required. Still details about step 2. So I've already told about step 2. In short, step 2 is a test consisting of 318 questions. So just take step 2 after step 1. Out of context, but does my residency completion in USA will help me get the citizenship? Settings. Is there any idea about this? Residency completion in USA will help me get the citizenship of USA. Residency completion. It depends on your visa. If you were studying on J1 visa, you have to return back to your country, unfortunately. If you will get H1B visa, which is working visa, you can stay at the US. You can get a green card and after that a citizenship. It depends on your visa. J1 visa requires you to go back to your country for 2 years. H1B visa doesn't have that requirement. All right, your question will be in MCQ form.
So many questions, Richard, huh?
Yes, that's good. I'm glad to see it. Will be in MCQ form in USMLE. What does it mean, MCQ? Multiple choice question. Yes, it's a multiple choice questions. Then after 2 years, he can come back, right? Yes, you can come back. There is a path to get a green card, you know. You have to get a job waiver. It's called job waiver, but that's a difficult path. Just try to get H1B visa. And how can we get H1B visa? What are the eligibility for that? To be honest, that's a headache for every clinic. H1B visa, it requires a lot of documentation, and you have to take step 3 before residency. You have to have step 1, step 2, and step 3 before applying. After that, you can get H1B visa, because that's a big headache for program directors. Do you have any WhatsApp group so we can be in touch? Okay, 1 second. This is the number, WhatsApp number of our manager, Aslan. You can contact him. Okay, just save that number. Save that number. Can you tell us about DHA exam? What is it, DHA? DHA. Details about Dubai Health Authority. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about that. Dubai Health Authority. As I know, USMLE step 1 is enough. That's like a proof of your medical knowledge. Can we give step 2 from home country? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But step 3, you can take only in the United States. Step 3, you can take only in the United States. If we start residency on J1 visa and then convert to H1 visa during the 4th year residency, I think that's possible. I think that's possible that you can convert. Can you make a Telegram page for us? Okay, we can. Okay, we'll create that. Sir, are there any resident doctors who have graduated from Kazakhstan? There are doctors that graduated from my university, from Karaganda University, but I haven't heard about anybody from Kazakhstan. All right, Aslan, I think that's enough. If you have any further questions, just write them on our WhatsApp group, okay? WhatsApp number. Aslan?
Да. Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so
Right,
much,
guys.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions.